From the Detroit Free Press, it's Monday, June 29th. Here are today's top stories.
Presented by Bush's Fresh Food Market. Bush's has over 4,000 Michigan products, including the freshest fruit and vegetables, meat, seafood, and baked goods. Stop by one of Bush's 16 locations for the personal service you expect from your neighborhood grocer.
For the Detroit Free Press, I am Kerry Jr. II. Sunday marked the 31st consecutive day of police brutality protests in Metro Detroit. 29 organizations, including Detroit Will Breathe and Cosecha Detroit, marched down Verner Highway from Patton Park to Clark Park in southwest Detroit. The protest was entitled "Your Fight is My Fight" to show solidarity between black and brown communities in the city. Protesters raised issues of deportation, water shutoffs, and evictions, in addition to police brutality and systemic racism. Around 300 people showed up for the rally, but some tapered off once the crowd started to march. People with limited mobility or those who wanted to stay socially distant followed along in vehicles and on bikes. Police officers mostly watched from a distance. Michigan's Health Department reports 252 new cases of the coronavirus and 4 new deaths. There are over 63,000 cases and nearly 6,000 deaths statewide. Coronavirus cases have been increasing over the last few days. Some of that can be attributed to the Harper's Restaurant and Brew Pub in East Lansing. 85 people who went to the bar tested positive for COVID-19, according to the Ingham County Health Department. 80 of them were there between June 12th and June 20th. It's advised that everyone who went to Harper's during that time self-quarantined for 2 weeks. College students from Grosse Pointe attended the bar. One threw a party on a Friday at their home in Grosse Pointe Woods. Dozens of friends partied without masks or social distancing while the host was symptomatic. That's according to multiple families that were impacted. Wayne County reported 23 new cases Friday from the Grosse Pointe neighborhoods. As for Harper's, the business released a statement last week on Instagram announcing a temporary closure. The bar will be implementing a program to eliminate lines outside and install air purifying technology. There was no mention of the COVID-19 cases connected to the restaurant. Nursing home restrictions were set to expire at midnight Saturday. However, Governor Whitmer signed a new executive order Friday extending the restrictions on facilities to July 24th. The state says this new order applies to healthcare facilities, residential care homes, and juvenile justice centers. Nursing homes have contributed to a third of COVID-19 deaths in Michigan. The state issued an order in March mandating visitors undergo screening protocols to enter facilities. The original order only allowed for family members of residents in serious or critical care. The new one says the Department of Health and Human Services could make exceptions to the visitation policy, but it didn't specify what those would be or how they would be determined. According to a spokesperson, the health department plans to release additional information next week. That's the latest. For more information about COVID-19 in Michigan, visit www.freep.com.
This is Chanel Stitt from the Detroit Free Press. Many people are finding creative ways to ensure safety from the coronavirus. In fact, some people are trying to kill the coronavirus by putting their books in the microwave and zapping them. The Kent County District Library even issued a warning after a book was returned to the Plainfield Township branch with a hole burned through the cover. This happened because library books contained a metal piece in their security sensors. That metal could cause a fire in the microwave. Library officials say books are quarantined for 72 hours, so an additional disinfectant process isn't needed. Check with your local library to find out their safety measures, and please do not try this at home.
For the Detroit Free Press, I'm Tad Davis. Hundreds of people in Michigan have died as a result of the coronavirus. But to us, they're more than a number. The Detroit Free Press is telling the stories of loved ones lost due to the coronavirus. If you have a family member who has died and you would like to share their story, we'd like to hear from you. To share your story, you can leave us a voicemail at 313-444-2760 or fill out the form at our website. See you tomorrow.